I am your co-host. I'm here with ChatGPT. I'll introduce him a little bit later. And on this channel, we just talk about a bunch of stuff, but primarily right now, we're looking at the insider order flow that market participants that aren't trading on the regular markets, like we basically get to watch the options order flow for individuals, institutions, whales, that kind of stuff. And so that's what we're gonna do. Yesterday, I was talking about how we were at these like key price levels, and I didn't even know how to interpret the action today because everything was kind of down, but it wasn't down that much. You would expect if we were getting rejected off these levels, it would be like a hard rejection. And even Coinbase was up 25% yesterday and gave back almost nothing. It's crazy. And so you have all these companies kind of like above these key levels. ARK is below 50, and but Coinbase is above 100. Robinhood is above 12. And so like, I think if you break through into like 13, 14 on Hood and probably like 120, 130 on Coinbase, then like the bull run really is on, and and it's like totally new ground. So I can't tell. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge a reversal. I think that it was like a ton of actual strength today. That's what I saw. Because 25% and you have like the smallest give back, it's crazy. And what I did see kind of in the open was a bunch of like over bearish action. I think we all got a little greedy. But then in close, it was like in midday, it was like kind of getting more bearish, and you can actually probably see some of this in the options in the order flow. So if we filter by time, it's probably too late in the day, but show last 15 minutes. Yeah. So like as the day was ending, people were getting more bearish. So we got puts coming in, but, yeah, I'm not sure how accurate that is right now. But point is, we still are, I do believe in this like bullish environment. I'm scared and I've been burned too many times. So I'm going and reducing leverage and, just taking some, like the way that my portfolio is always changing. One of the things I'm experimenting right now is, going long on options. And so, but there, like the volatility is like really high. So people control risk and leverage through all these different means, all these different ways. And I'm very much learning myself, but maybe in the fullness of time, I'll be able to explain coherently what my strategy is and the technical implementation of that, including like how you could actually do it. But let's see if it makes money first. So order flow, yeah, like as usual, we're getting calls. Everyone's calling NVIDIA crazy. It's like is it 450? No, what is it? Let's see. 454. That's nuts. That's crazy. It's above a trillion. Let's see. 1.1 trillion on NVIDIA, and they're still calling it crazy. Of course, NVIDIA you guys are always putting down Disney. Like, why? Maybe they suck. I sold out. Sorry. It was, I gotta take profits these days. So yes, our normal bullish flow is on NVIDIA, Tesla, and Amazon. AMD, kind of interesting. Really interested to hear more about Amazon making and selling chips. I like that idea. I buy some Amazon chips. I'm not talking about semis. I'm talking about like Doritos. Anyway, why do I do this? So yeah, look at the action on coin. So we got called for 12 million and then we put them for 5 million. It's above 100. So coin is still bullish. We can actually see. It definitely got more bearish into midday, into close, but then right at close in the last 10 minutes, people were buying. Okay, so it did switch to bearish. It opened bullish. Yeah, it did open bullish. Well, let's see what kind of calls people are making on Coinbase. So looks like a lot of just hedging for the day. Can we hide expired contracts? Not yet. So I usually like to look at the calls, and then let's see what was out of the money for these two. I'm just setting some filters. And then this kind of gives us an idea of like where people think the price might be headed. So this is called reading the tape. I learned about it. And so traders, since time immemorial, have relied on the prices of other markets, and they came up with ways to communicate and share those prices as they change around the world. And I believe that's called reading the tape, but I'm still learning. So I think that's what we're doing. I think we're reading the tape. But anyway, this information is saying that people think that Coinbase is going up. It's, we're only looking at the calls, so obviously that's what it's saying. But still, where do they think it's going? So 110s, 1 to 130 looks like the range of order flow today, mostly expiring before August. Like these short-term calls. How many people are going long today? Nobody's going long. Maybe I have it's probably filtered out with the premiums. Let's see who's going long. Nobody? So people are like, I might have like some other thing filtered because normally there's people going long. But anyway, did we have anything else to say about order flow? I mean, nothing that particular that is on my mind. Anyway, I can't believe you guys are always putting down Disney. Like, what did they do so wrong? Maybe they suck at their business. I did hear that Bob Iger, who is the CEO, was like going to sell their break up or whatever, sell their brands. It seems like a terrible idea, but I also don't know their business. And so it seems like you'd want to accumulate as much content and IP and creatives as possible. You would have to do that in a way that makes sense. And I think they're like a legacy business that they might have contracts in like the TV world and in forms of media that don't really make as much money or make as much sense in these days. So could be why people are legitimately putting them in their place. Oh, this is something let's see. Can you see me? Nice. Why don't I go into this thing? What do I have to? Sorry, thought I was there. My bad. This is a me video. It's all about me in this one. So I have noticed the last couple days people are getting bullish on American Airlines, which is, I have no idea why. I think Delta had good earnings and there seems to be a lot of demand. But look at this. So from the beginning of the week on Monday, we're bullish, right? And I guess people, I don't even know the price. I don't follow this stock at all, but I am looking at the action. And then as we go into the week, it's like getting more bullish. Okay, not that day, but it definitely was today. Boom. Look at that. Put the call. Super bullish. Super bullish. So what are we betting on? It's all short term. You know, it's hard to know what this stuff is. Are people hedging with these? Like maybe they have like a really bearish position and they're counter hedging to the upside. I don't know. But like this seems so risky. So you're buying, what is it at right now? 18 bucks. What? So they're buying in the money. Well, yeah. Oh, that is crazy. Why is this so cheap? You can buy in the money for, okay, let's see what it is. I can't show you my screen. Damn. I don't even have my phone. Double damn. Well, that does seem like a pretty good deal, right? You can buy an in the money contract for 88 cents. I guess, is that a good deal? I'd have to look a little bit more. Doesn't seem that crazy. The premiums are so cheap. Like maybe this has low volatility right now. I need better tools. Oh, I think we have a stock chart on this tool. Nice. Let's say American Airlines. So they're getting like called big time the last couple of days, but they're actually falling right now. And so, which is weird because Delta is rising or whatever. Or actually, I think they fell too, but they had a good report from people who say they know such things. And I listen to them and don't fact check it. But they say it was a good report. Okay, so American Airlines, why are they calling it so much? Let's go back and look at it. Historical flow, AAL, boom. Super bullish and cheap. Maybe they just like the price of the contracts. Anyway, I don't know. People got reasons for doing their investments, I'm sure, that are very sophisticated and have nothing to do with YOLOing hundreds of thousands of premium into the market. I'm sure it's all very well thought out. But is there anything else to talk about today? Well, like I said before, I think we're at a key level, and Robinhood at 12, Coinbase at 100, ARK at 50. I'm shocked that we're holding. It makes sense that we got rejected, but was it a rejection? I don't even know. First of all, Coinbase and Robinhood are both above 12 and 100. Like, that's crazy that they even held that to begin with. I would have expected like a retracement down to like 80s in Coinbase. This is, what you would expect otherwise if we were in like some kind of new environment, in a sea change. And then even ARK at like 48.50 or whatever ended the day at is pretty close to 50, pretty close. And I noticed a bunch of other stocks are kind of at key levels. So I think that the market is trying to figure out what the is happening and what is real and what is the truth. And for a long time, we've been having like the show run by, I don't want to say clowns, but new clowns are coming up. No, the show is run by like the people, the special interests. And anyway, I don't know who runs the show. But for the last couple of years, at least like 18 months, people have been pretty bearish. And now that inflation seems to have peaked, although now it's rising again. It's all just like a narrative. Like they're going to be talking about inflation for like 50 years. Half of the things that set the landscape are the actions of the Fed. So if they just choose to do this thing versus that thing, like maybe if we didn't do a bunch of stimulus checks, we wouldn't have overheated the economy. And if you look back decades ago on TV shows that are on YouTube, you can see them talking about the exact same things. And so it's almost like seems a little bit intentional. I can't quite figure out what's going on as far as the markets go. I very much do not believe for one moment that they are fair and like efficient markets in the short term. I think in the longest of terms, they are future looking instruments. I love that definition. That are also truth seeking instruments. Well, in as much as the truth is reality and the markets are really trying to position themselves to make money from in the future, then that is what the whole market is trying to figure out, is like, what is the price of this thing? What is this value? What is it worth? And the only way to know that is from the history and the future. And so we take everything we know about the history and the guidance of the companies in the present and what's possible in the future, and then we all like vote on the price with our dollars. And so I do believe that's true and efficient in the longest of terms. But in the midterms and short term, day to day, I just think there's room for massive manipulation because the indicators can be rigged. And also just, like, here's the reason we're looking at this order flow. If they did these kind of orders on the market, they'd move the price. Like, people don't realize how sensitive these markets are. Whales can move the price for sure. And so when a whale wants to do a transaction without disrupting like the stock price, so they can actually get a good price and consistent for the whole trade, instead of like splitting it up and like or just driving the price down and like getting a lower average, they conduct these trades off market in dark pools through some kind of like, I'm sure international consortium or whatever. But this stuff has been happening for a long time, so none of us knew or hidden. What's new and awesome is we get to look at the order flow. That's new. And people are calling Apple American Airlines and Apple, actually. But that's pretty bullish for a long time. Let's see when we go like not so bullish. So it seems like people have been pretty into American Airlines for a while. Okay, we're bearish here. So end of June was the last time the put flow was at like 60 to 40 at the end of June. But then the start of July, it's still pretty bearish. Second week of July. Okay, starting to get bulled up. And then this week, we get super bold. Anyway, pretty cool. You can see it, right? Okay, cool. Order flow, anything else? Yeah, we're at these key levels. I think it'll be really interesting to see what Monday's action is gonna be. If I had to guess, I'd say weakness into open. And then if there's a bunch of bulls out there who don't give a fuck what the Fed says or what like games are being played, and they think that they know what's happening and they're placing their bets, then maybe we're seeing a bunch of money come into the market. So check this out, dark pools. Look at this big number. Can you see it? Yeah, $3 billion. The name says it all. It's a dark pool. Like, what is it buying? I don't know. Like, that could be a bet that the market is about to tank, or it could be the smartest of money re-entering the markets. They say that there is trillions of, I don't know, like if trillions is, yeah, I think it is trillions. Anyway, they say that due to the last couple of years of turmoil in the markets, there is massive amounts of cash that is not participating in any market. And so when there is a sea change, like, it would make sense that most people would miss the rally because if the market is an efficient forward-looking device, then it would be able to predict, maybe not every time or whatever, like it can have false starts or false, each time. Like we've been approaching this 12 barrier on Robinhood, I think for like a year now. And so if we see a 1-3, that's a big deal. Same thing with like Coinbase staying above 100. I can't believe it's above 100. But if it is like remaining, then I think like technically speaking, according to like the chart guys, then that kind of like sets up the leg for a whole new run or whatever. I would actually really like to learn technical analysis more than just like, oh, the RSI is above 70. Well, whatever. Anyway, that'd be cool. So we got flows and we looked at what the insiders are doing. Anything. Yeah, just like how I'm running my stuff right now, I'm experimenting with what everyone would tell you not to do, which is margin and options. I have a little bit of a catch-up trade to do, and I'm also experimenting with selling calls to basically remove. It's like anti-equity. It's almost like you're not buying, but like anti-equity is a pretty good word for selling calls, and then in combination with that, writing puts. And if you do that in the right time with the right stock, I think it's a pretty efficient way to profit from declines in different ways, like safely and with low volatility, but still like you can get some asymmetric upside and downside to big price movements. And I hope to share all that stuff and get feedback and criticism, and people can tell me how I'm wrong or what's cool or whatever. And I'll wear a shirt, and I understand, but I got to do stuff today. And this is what I wear. So anything else to talk about? There's a bunch of stuff that I'm learning that I just would like to share and talk about. And so we'll talk about options, which I think it will be pretty easy to demystify because they're not that crazy. They're dangerous. They are like highly volatile. Like they can just swing up and down like crazy by a crazy amount. But if you use options correctly, then you can actually reduce or eliminate that volatility from your portfolio. And you can do that in a variety of ways, but like one obvious way would be if you have one contract that's like a call, you can counterbalance it with a put. And then there's you can play around with the strike price and the expiry to create different kind of like outcomes that really do, like you can be super bearish, for example, in the short term, as in like the hourly term, or even you can be short at the hour, at the day, at the week, at the month, at the quarter, at the year, and longer, or bullish, and in all directions simultaneously. So what an option gives you is the option to express any market opinion that you can think of. Like if you think the price is going to go up or down in a day, a week, or a month, and you want to either accumulate shares or make money or whatever. There's all these different things that these options give you. And when you combine them with shares, which is what I'm trying to do now, I think they really can augment a portfolio without a ton of risk. And so anyway, that's kind of some of the stuff that I'm thinking about and would like to talk more about. And in the next episode, when markets open on Monday. So thank you for anyone. I don't know if anyone's listening, but hopefully you will be soon. And I'm just a guy. My name is Caleb. You can find me on Instagram, Caleb Ogden. And I'm doing these live streams because I want to, and I think it'll be fun and cool. But I do want to talk a lot about crypto and stocks and investing and just kind of like learn from people and share what I found. And a lot of what I've gathered, I think could be useful. So hopefully I can share that. Until Monday. See ya.